from last year's edition of the Kip Keino Classic, and that forms our basis of a discussion on this second part of the show. And joining me is Barnaba Korir, who's the chairman of Youth Development at Athletics Kenya, and of course is also in Kip Keino Classic, and he will be telling us about the preparations and what to expect in this year's edition and what will be different in the 2023 edition as compared to 2022. Welcome to Scholarline, Mr. Korir. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm doing very well.
Yes.
So far, everything is in place.
Yes.
We are going, working around the clock to ensure that the event is very successful like the last 3 years.
Before we even get into the conversation on Kip Keino Classic, since you are in charge of youth development, we had some youth taking part in Zambia in the under 18. What
Yes.
can you say about Kenya's performance?
Yes, Kenya performance was extremely good. You know, we have had this program going on for the last 4 years, and the success story
Yes.
has been great. We had last week under 18, under 20 African Championship that was in previously was in Lusaka, and then it was changed to Ndola, Zambia.
Yes.
And the outcome was good. The only problem that we could have faced was that we won almost everything in the middle and long distance. Only the field events is where Nigeria and South Africans actually defeated us. Otherwise, if we had a strong team in the field events
Yes.
and sprints, absolutely we would have been number one.
We could have been number one. Yes,
Yes.
Kenya finished number 3. So, wanted to get into that conversation on Kip Keino Classic. Everybody is asking, what should we expect this year? Last year we had Shelly Ann Fraser, of course, winning 100 meters. Who are these stars that Kenyans should look forward to seeing on the 13th?
Of course, the Kenyans really are excited about the presence of Shelly Ann Fraser. She has been here and won the hearts and minds of the Kenyans. They really are excited about having her again. She's actually coming up for this event. You remember she was also entered in Caperone,
Yes.
in the same meeting, which is called the equivalent to a meeting. But then she eventually cancelled that
Yes.
because she really
wanted
wanted
to
to
come
be
to
here.
Kenya.
And she has already confirmed that she's on the way coming to Nairobi now. Other than that, we have also Shakari Richardson. She's
Yes.
also coming. But then she will not be running the 100 meters. She will be running the 200 meters. So now the elevation of 200, 100 meters is very good for Kip
Of
Keino
course, she's
Classic.
just from winning 100 meters in
Doha.
Doha.
Yes, she just won yesterday, the day before.
Friday
yesterday.
night.
Friday night.
Yes.
And she's on the way coming. One of those who will be arriving tonight. Yes.
Any other top stars to look out for?
Yes, we have, of course, other than them, we have Blake Jerome from the US. We also have Kenneth Brandon, that's for 100 meters men.
Yes.
Benedek
Bednarek, yes.
is coming back again, as we say, and then Chisa Hada also is coming.
He was just in Doha.
Yes,
he
he was
lost
in Doha.
to
Yes,
Kali
he
in
was
200 meters.
200 meters, yes.
Yes.
And they are coming. So we have a very strong field for 100 meters. When Manyala was in Caperone, actually she beat them. He beat them, sorry. He
Yes.
beat them there. So I think we have a very strong team.
100 meters, one
100 meters.
of the events to look out for.
It's 100 meters. Of course,
Yes.
every Kenyan is now looking forward to seeing Manyala
What he can
competing,
do.
what he can do in Nairobi here. Yesterday or last night, he was competing in Atlanta Games in the straight 100 meters, which actually was done on the street.
Yes.
It's one of the few events that are coming up. He started out of the blocks, was the fastest. And since it was 150 meters,
150 meters,
of
yes.
course, if it was 100 meters, the very likely
Favored
that
the
he
200 meters.
he would have won.
Yes.
So it favored the 200 meter, the American athlete.
Yes.
But he still set the African record in 150 meters. So you can see that it will be fireworks on the 13th when they meet now. The other top athletes who will be coming.
Sprints, of course, has seen a major rise in interest. And aside from Omanyala, we also have Samuel that people will also be looking forward to.
Unfortunately, Meta might not be running.
Might not be competing
May not
there.
be competing because, there are only 8 lanes.
Yes.
And the rule is that they have to go by the rankings.
Yes.
And this 100 meters is one of the core events that is determined by World Athletics.
Yes.
It's not AK who determines that.
Yes.
So, as by the world rankings, Imeda will not make it to core. So he will not be running the 100 meters because of that classification. However, we have seen what he has done. He has shown when he was competing in South Africa and also in Botswana, he did very well. And he has given Omanyala a run for his money. So we are happy that since the advent of Omanyala running 100 meters in this country, there's a lot of transformation in sprints and it's changing the perception of sprints in this country.
Yes, and aside from that, other Kenyan stars that we should look forward to, the likes of Faith Kipyegon.
Yes, we have other Kenyans, especially when we talk about the middle and long distance, 800 meters. We have Meru Mora. She's going to compete also. You saw what she did in Botswana. She ran the 400 meters instead, setting the national record. So it indicates what she can do in the 800 meters. And we are looking forward to maybe a very fast run and possibly even a national record, 800 meters on Kenyan soil. And we have also now Ferguson Rotich in the 800 meters also.
For men, yes.
For men, we have 1500 meters Abel Kipsang.
Yes.
And there's a young boy also, a young man who ran 333 last week in Zambia.
Yes.
In the 1500 meters winning gold. That is Reynold Cheruyot, Kipkorir. He won the World Under 20 Championship in Cali last year. He's a new kid in the block, and I'm sure that he's going to go toe-to-toe with Abel Kipsang. However, Cheruyot is not going to run the 1500 meters. He will be running the 800 meters with Ferguson. And also Emmanuel Korir, who is an 800 meter Olympic champion, is not going to run the 800 meters, but he will be competing in the 400 meters. And I believe that he has a possibility of even setting the national record in the 400 meters because he's also very good.
And then, of course, 1500 meters for women. Everybody will be looking forward to Faith. Are we expecting to see her?
Faith Kipyegon was not entered in this meeting because she had other commitments. So she's not going to run. So we have athletes also who will be competing, the local athletes, and then some Ethiopians will be competing, and some few foreign athletes also. So, but it's going to be fireworks. We have the young athletes that will be competing also in Kenya here on the home soil. So, of course, you cannot also underestimate any Kenyan athlete competing.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot underestimate any Kenyan that is competing on a home soil. Now, steeplechase is one of the races that people will be looking forward to, and it's a race that normally we feel that is ours, inbred. What should we look forward to in that race?
I know the problem that we have been facing the last few years is that Kenyans feel that we are almost losing an event that has been with us for the last, I cannot remember, since 1968. And during the Tokyo Olympics, we lost to the guy from France. However, we have the new guys on the block, and Consesalas is also going to compete. We have Amos, the young man who won the 120 here in Nairobi. We have other new kids on the block, which also they have been competing fairly well. And that's how now we are trying to transit them from youth to senior. This is now the opportunity to compete on the home soil and to show the medal that they have already experienced. And I'm sure that in this Kip Keino Classic, we'll have new athletes competing in the steeplechase. When it comes now to the women, we are doing even better because Peter Chepkoech was started the other day in Doha, and we have Faith Cherotich, the new girl. That girl won in Cali, and Jacqueline also, although she didn't do very well, but those are the two girls that we are looking forward to representing this country in the future. But Faith, I can bet on that, actually reaching the final during the World Championship this year in Budapest.
Yes, normally when we have such meetings, we do have local events, and then of course the events that are on the World Athletics, the World Athletics event. So which ones are the local events that we should look forward to, and the ones that are the World Athletic events?
The advent of this continental tour called is planned by World Athletics to make sure that the federations, the federations are given a chance to promote their sports. So normally we have three categories in this in this championship or competition, we have what we call the co-events, which are provided by the World Athletics, that includes 100 meters men and women. Then we have the discretionary events that is chosen by the federation. That includes the 5,000 meters. We have in the discretionary also the 1,500 and 800 meters. Those ones now is approved by World Athletics. And then finally is the national events. The national events is decided by the federation to give opportunity now to the young athletes that are actually developing also. And the federation also realized that the opportunity should be given the 10,000 meters young people, because in this year or the previous years, there are very few 10,000 meters which is competed in other parts of the world. There are very few, maybe one or two. And this is now the opportunity that we give the young athletes and that chance. And then we have now the 400-meter hurdles, 400 meters for men and women, and of course now we have the hammer for the Kenyans, so that they can develop. So we have about 3 field events and then 2 track events that gives a chance to our athletes to compete here at home, and of course the event is going to be international event.
Last week we had the president of Athletics Kenya, Jackson Tway, saying that World Athletics should consider Kip Keino Classic into, or rather they should put it into the Diamond League. What are your thoughts on that?
This is a policy or a plan by our AK president, Lieutenant General retired Jackson Tway. He's the one who is behind all the programs that has been given. He's the one who ensured that convinced the government to bid for Kip Keino Classic, which were given. We tried to bid for the World Championship 2025, but we were not able because of the stadiums which were not ready. And we still have now a chance to bid for 2027. And I talked to the director of competition from World Athletics, and they ensured that if the stadiums are built, it is going to be okay. Concerning the Diamond League, which of course we are currently fighting for, there is a likelihood that we are going to be given. However, as we sit here, we are actually asking the Kenyans to show up, to turn up in large numbers on the 13th of this month at Kasarani Stadium to fill the stadium. One of the conditions that also we are given is that if we are able to fill that stadium and convince the world that during the World Championship we'll have the same number of people as it turned out in under 18 2017, and also during the under 20, the chances are people will be convinced that athletics in this country is almost like a religion, as the president of World Athletics has indicated that athletics in Kenya is a religion. So we want to show them, yes, it is true, and the only way now we can be given to climb the ladder to the Diamond League is actually for Kenyans to give the support. We have the athletes, we have managed to get the best of the best to come to Nairobi. The only thing that we ask you as Kenyans is to show up there. And then, of course, the government has indicated through the Ministry of Sports and our Minister, Honorable Namamba, that the ministry is going to fund everything fully. And, of course, what will happen now is for you to show up because the government is paying for your entry fee.
So entrance will be free?
It is going to be free.
It's going to be free. So free. Kenyans, you've had entrance on the 13th of May at the Kasarani Stadium. Entrance is free. So it's for you to show up and cheer all the Kenyans that are taking part in that. And Mr. Barnaba Korir, before I let you go, your parting shot.
Yes, this is our opportunity now to show the world that not only are we capable of producing the best of the best athletes in the world, either in track and field or marathon. We are there and we have shown the world. The only thing that we need to do, and I'm telling the Kenyans, is that to convince the world that it's not only that we are good, but we are also the best in ensuring that we organize the events that this country can be proud of. That if we are given even any championship or any event in this country, we are able to organize it. And then, of course, the benefits are for Kenyans. It is not for anybody else. If we have the best events in this country, our benefits will accrue not only for athletes, but also for the Kenyans themselves.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barnaba Korir, who is in charge of youth development at Athletics Kenya, and of course he's also in charge of the planning of Kip Keino Classic. And remember, he said that entrance for Kip Keino Classic on the 13th of